We've seen some of these people. Is this just like a flashback? Yes, it's a flashback. What is he doing? 12 hours.
Naturally, they'll put me in charge once he's gone, and then I'll need someone to take my old job.
I would like to be considered.
We'll keep that in mind. With your approval, we're ready to continue lowering power to...
You have to wait. I've just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours. All the productivity quotas. Everyone's working overtime, the factories need power, someone's pushing down from above.
Seems like that's now where the issue was.
Running half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
It's safe. I'll personally supervise the test, and it will be completed.
Call me when it's done.
It's like, do none of them, like, these people were put in charge of this stuff, and it feels like majority of them have no idea what is actually going on except for 2 of them. Like, everyone else seems like they just, like, literally don't know what's going on. Well, dash that dream in about 10 hours, sir, so. Green turtleneck with a brown blazer. What you need, man?
How do you feel? You went
Not
to the
great.
doctor yesterday. How is your health? Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
Statecraft, Regasov. Statecraft. The West is now satisfied that Chernobyl was solely the result of operator error, which it essentially was. We have you to thank for that.
You gave us assurances. The reactors would be made safe.
First, the trial. Once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our truth.
No. You literally saw how quickly that whole thing just went downhill. They're a bunch of freaking idiots, man. His hair is falling out. Goodness. I hate when people knock on my door. Hate it. Like, why? You don't need to come over. You don't need to knock.
Chokov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
Do you believe him?
No.
To stay at the trial. You're going to tell the truth. You're going to convince a jury.
It's a show trial. The jury's already been handed their verdict.
I'm not talking about them. Our colleagues. They will be sitting in the crowd listening to every word you say. A jury that only we know is there. That is when our jury will finally hear the truth.
Yes.
And do what with it?
If we...
Do you know what happened to Volkov, the man whose report you found? Sacked for the crime of knowing. And you think that these scientists, handpicked to witness a show trial, will somehow be stirred into action by me?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because you're Valery Legasov, and you mean something. I'd like to think that if I spoke out, it would be enough. But I know how the world works.
They will shoot me. Khomyuk.
These are the ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead. They died rescuing each other, putting out fires, tending to the wounded.
So many books.
I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
So if you've already given your life...
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. What is this, where all the vehicles went?
Anatoly Dyatlov, Nikolai Fomin are accused of violating Article 220, Section 2 of the Criminal Code of the Soviet Union, resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986. The state calls witnesses Comrade Khomyuk of the Belarusian Nuclear Institute and
It's just insane because so many people are dead that could have been there, but they're dead. So... a mini model.
It began with, of all things, a safety test. And 11 days later, on the last day of the year, plant director Viktor Brikhanov signed this document. As a result of finishing the work before the end of the year, Comrade Brukhanov was awarded Hero of Socialist Labor, but the work was not finished. All safety tests had to have been successfully completed, and yet one remained.
Interesting.
What if a power plant has no power? What if the power feeding the plant itself is disrupted? 3 diesel fuel backup generators here. The backup generators took approximately 1 minute to reach the speed required to power the pumps and prevent a meltdown. And by that time, it would be too late.
1 minute.
So we arrive at the safety test. If the facility lost power, the turbine which had been spinning would take some time to slow down and stop. What if you could take the electricity it was still generating and transfer it to the pumps long enough to bridge the 60-second gap until the generators came on?
You good?
But a test is only as good as the men carrying it out. And the first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. And the fourth time they tried, April 26, 1986.
I think what really got them was the stalling.
Power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight. They are asking for a 10-hour delay. This is the first critical moment. Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed it to proceed. It created 2 problems. One of them is scientific in nature, and the other is very human. This is the one we will consider first. At midnight, there is a shift change.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Akimov says to come to the control room as soon as you can.
Is he already here?
He came in early. Something about a test.
They couldn't do it on the day shift, so they've given it to us.
To us?
What?
We don't know what it is.
It's fine. We take it down to 700, hold it there. Dyatlov is going to be supervising.
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over my shoulder.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do it together.
Oh no.
Just looking at the instructions now.
Are we supposed to do those or not?
Yeah, why are they crossed out?
Yes. Kirschenbaum, I haven't reviewed. We only just found out we're there. Review it. Or you can just do what I tell you. I think even you, stupid as you are, can manage that.
Well, one, working with this guy seems horrible.
I've never done this with the power so low before.
It's okay, I'm with you.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin. I want you to imagine that he has been told nothing of his mission into space until the moment that he is on the launch pad. I want you to imagine that all he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before, some of which have been crossed out. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. Leonid Topchenov, all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job? 4 months.
Oh, no.
This is the human problem created by the delay. But inside the reactor core, something far more dangerous is forming. A poison. The time is 28 past midnight.
She's about to tell them what's good. Come on, dude. Whoa, that camera really yeah. That's cool.
I'm pleased to see some of my colleagues here, but you don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. There are essentially 2 things that happen inside a nuclear reactor. The reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. That's it. All the operators do is maintain balance. As uranium atoms split apart and collide, reactivity goes up. But if you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. So, boron control rods. They reduce reactivity, but there's a third factor to consider. Water.
Thanks.
Cool water takes heat out of the system. As it does, it turns to steam, or what we call a void. there's something called a positive void coefficient. It means that the more steam present within the system, the higher the reactivity, which means more heat, which means more steam, which means...
And so on.
Here we have a vicious cycle on our hands. And we would, were it not for this. For this, the negative temperature coefficient. Fuel increases reactivity. Control rods and water reduce it. Steam increases it. The rise in temperature reduces it. This is the invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame. And it is beautiful when things are normal. Xenon reduces reactivity. This is the poison Comrade Homute mentioned. When the core is running at full power, it burns the xenon away before it can cause a problem. But because of the delay, Chernobyl Reactor 4 has been held at half power for 10 hours. The xenon did not burn away. We're starting to lose balance. At 28 minutes past midnight,
he's like...
the reactor is now primed to slow down.
Not good.
And yet, in less than an hour, it will explode. If you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion, I don't blame you. As it turned out, the men who didn't understand it either.
Like that.
You should have finished by now.
We're following protocol for reduction rate.
You're procrastinating. There are 10 other men in this plant would have done it already.
Keep working, you're doing fine.
Okay, so they're just slowly bringing it down.
Kirschenbaum, come get me when these old women are ready.
It's like if the test failed that many times, you think that they would be, like, taking this more seriously.
Whoa, slow.
I didn't move any rods there.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Go get him.
I'm not even touching it.
Oh, no. It just jumped.
Well, if you thought the core was poison, then you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up.
Right, switch off local automatic control. Go to global.
Global control activated.
It's getting worse.
What did you do?
I did what you said. I switched.
Look at it! It says you stalled the reactor. How the fuck did you get this job?
Comrade Dietlov.
You're gonna tell me that you did everything right again, you incompetent arsehole?
I apologize for this unsatisfactory result.
They did. They followed the...
We have to shut all the way down.
No, we're doing the test tonight. Raise power to 700.
We can't raise the power from here. The rules.
Don't talk to me about rules.
If we fall from 80%...
No, we fell from 50% of power.
50%, it's even
The rules
worse.
don't say 50. There is no rule.
Comrade Dietlov, I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
No.
No. Shut it down. Obviously, that's not what happened. So then they raised the power back after creating all this poison.
Safety first. Always. I've been saying that for 25 years. That's how long I've done this job. 25 years. Is that longer than you, Akimov?
Yes.
Is it much longer?
Yes.
See, if I say it's safe, it's safe. And if the two of you disagree, then you don't have to work here. And you won't. Because you won't work anywhere ever again.
Oh.
I will see to it. Raise the power.
Gosh dang, and this is where it all goes wrong.
I wasn't even there.
What? If you weren't there, then where were you?
Diegesis, you are a witness, not a prosecutor. I will ask the questions here. If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
The toilet.
At a time like that.
I knew what Dietlov ordered was wrong. But if I didn't do what he said, I would be fired. Leonid Toptinov, one day before he died. No, Comrade Dietlov, you were in the room. You ordered them to raise the power. This is a fact.
Man's about to kill over.
Court is now in recess, 30 minutes.
Terrible.
Do you know anything about this town, Chernobyl? The Jews were killed in pogroms and Stalin forced the Poles out. Then the Nazis came and killed whoever was left. But after the war, people came to live here anyway. They knew the ground under their feet was soaked in blood, but they didn't care. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. I know you told me and I believed you. But time passed and I thought it wouldn't happen to me. I wasted it all for nothing. Do you remember that morning when I first called you? How unconcerned I was. How they said it wasn't serious. I believed them. You know why?
Why?
You're in charge. I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't.
Everything we needed. Men, material, lunar rovers. Of all the ministers and all the deputies, the entire congregation of obedient fools, they mistakenly sent the one good man. For God's sakes, Boris. You were the one who mattered most.
Oh. Little caterpillar. Look, there's something alive there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Going to pick up where he left off?
The only way to safely raise power from the state is to do it very, very slowly. But Dyatlov wants it done now. They begin pulling control rods out. Remember, control rods are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6 now remain in the reactor. It's 1 in the morning. The test is minutes away.
Oh, sorry. This is all we can get. It's 200 megawatts.
That's all we have, that's all we have.
But the test requires 700.
Steliachuk.
We have barely enough steam as it is. The turbine is going too slow for the test to deliver any valid results. And if we add more water, there will be even less.
I said it's enough. I know what I'm doing. Steliachuk.
Oh my god, you literally don't.
We should stop.
You have 15 minutes.
Oh.
They may as well have had 15 days. The problem they were facing was not solvable. The power was too low, the water was too high. The test was already ruined. The results would have been useless, but Dyatlov didn't care. Diktayenko, Podemchuk, circulation operators are in the pump room.
Oh my god.
None of them have been told about the test. None of them know what is about to happen. The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test.
Yeah, but the test shouldn't be pushing it.
When you're ready.
We did everything right.
With every decision, they have pulled this reactor back like a slingshot, further than anyone has ever pulled. Now the test begins. The pumps are shut down, and they've let go. The pumps stop moving water through the reactor. Uranium fuel, the balance immediately swings in the opposite direction. In less than a second, reactivity increases. A void is being created. There is no fresh water to replace it. Steam increases reactivity, increases heat. The power is rising. There's nothing left to stop it.
We have a power surge, Sasha.
Oh no, oh no. Exactly what you told him to do.
In every control room of every nuclear reactor in the world, there is a button with one single purpose: to scram or instantly shut down the reaction. In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5.
What are you waiting for, Legasov? Tell your lies. He knows something.
Comrade Dyatlov.
She knows something. I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
We've heard enough for today. Court will...
I haven't finished. I still have more evidence to give.
It's not necessary. Your testimony is concluded.
we will resume tomorrow...
Let him finish.
Comrade Sabina.
Let him finish.
He's dying anyway. They're all dying. Come on.
He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. He did these things believing there was a failsafe. There wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. Akimov engages AZ5. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not the tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Why?
Why? For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them. For the same reason we don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores.
He's calling him out. Oh my god, good.
It's cheaper. The first part of the rods that enter the core are the graphite tips, and when they do, the reaction in the core, which had been rising, skyrockets. Every last molecule of liquid water instantly converts to steam, which expands and ruptures a series of fuel rod channels. The Chernobyl reactor 4 is now a nuclear bomb.
Jesus.
342. Korovotchenko looks down on the enormous steel lid of the reactor and sees the impossible. The control rod and fuel channel caps, which each weigh 350 kilograms, are jumping up and down. He runs to warn the control room, but there's nothing he can do to stop what is coming. Reactor 4, designed to operate at 3,200 megawatts, went beyond 33,000.
Whoa.
Explosion. In the instant the lid is thrown off the reactor, oxygen rushes in. It combines with hydrogen and superheated graphite. The chain of disaster is now complete.
One thing. Oh my god. Oh no.
No one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator because it was kept from them.
Diegesis, you're contradicting your own testimony in Vienna.
My testimony in Vienna was a lie. I lied to the world. We were following orders.
Yeah, just be honest.
And right now there are 16 reactors in the Soviet Union with the same fatal flaw.
If you mean to suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened, then I must warn you, you're treading on dangerous ground.
We're on dangerous ground right now because of our secrets and our lies. When the truth offends, we lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there, but it is still there.
These are the facts, dude.
Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes. Lies.
Wow, yeah, think about that. Silence, it's deafening. I feel like I didn't really say much through that, but I'm just more like, I'm sucked in, guys. See, again with that yellow. See what I'm talking about? Like somehow it's yellow, but it's like cool. See? Look, and that room's like blue. What is happening? Now what?
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov. You were the Communist Party secretary. In that position, you limited the promotion of Jewish scientists.
Yes.
To curry favor with Kremlin officials. You're one of us, Legasov. I can do anything I want with you.
Great.
But what I want the most is for you to know that I know. You're not brave. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
In a just world, I would be shot for my lies, but not for this, not for the truth.
When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why? The whole world saw you in Vienna. It would be embarrassing to kill you now. And for what? Your testimony today will not be accepted by the state. It will not be disseminated in the press.
Which wasn't the point, though. It's not the point.
You will live, however long you have. No duties, no authority, no friends. No one will talk to you.
He will.
No,
but the thing is that it was more so for the people that were in the room.
other men will receive credit for the things you have done. Your legacy is now their legacy. You will live long enough to see that. You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
If I refuse,
why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen? Oh, that's perfect. They should put that on our money.
Okay, so now we get an idea of why the tapes came to be. If there's a will, there's a way. Oh, well, at least he kept them safe.
And this, at last, is the gift of Chernobyl. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Damn. Circulated. Oh my gosh. Like, was it that hard, dude, to accept the flaw in the freaking design of these things? 10 years hard labor? Wow. Holy cow. That's terrible, man. Known as the Bridge of Death. Ugh. Whoa. That's sad. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably still not okay for them to go back. Okay. Oh. Oh my goodness. That's like really recent. That's insane. That is wild. Okay, amazing. Okay, well, first of all, thanks guys for hanging out and watching this TV series with me. I don't really watch shows that often, so this was fun. And when I do, I love binge watching. And this was binge worthy, heart-wrenching. Honestly, made me feel sick to my stomach through majority of it. I think seeing it from multiple perspectives was a good way of portraying like what actually happened, because not only are we seeing it from the workers, we're seeing like we get a little bit of everyone in this, right? Like we get from the state down to civilians. So yeah, it's good to know that some people did survive, but honestly it's really recent, and Chernobyl was not something that I was like versed on. Never really learned about the 1986 Chernobyl accident, so watching a show, it makes me really curious to do more research, I guess, or read about it some more. HBO also has this like lost tapes. I don't know. It's something that I want to look into more now, because it was so recent. Like we have people like up to 1990, you know, stuff is happening, and it makes me, I'm like, what is going on? We have nuclear reactors in the States. Freaking me out. Okay, I don't feel like doing any of that. That's sad. And then all the animals, like the dogs, and then the puppies and her baby only living for 4 hours. And just the families and the fact that 300,000 people were displaced and told that it were told that it would be temporary, and cancer spiking among children is insane. It's wild. And all he wanted to do by the end, well, she really pushed him to the other scientist, the physicist, like they just wanted to tell the truth so that way there could be reform and change, and that's all they wanted. And they even wanted it to happen. They were like, fine, like we'll play by your rules and let it happen like quietly in the background, and still like nothing was being done. Also, I think just from a film perspective, the filming in this, chef's kiss, okay? Like it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. I love the color is almost toned down, but it's still there. So I was noticing, right? Like at the end, yellow, yeah, he's walking through, it's like yellow tile, yellow design on the tile, right? And then they put him in a blue, really cool tone room. So it's like, it's almost like he's walking into a space where all hope is going to be lost, which essentially then they strip him. He's being told that he's going to be stripped of everything, where when we're following him through everything, it's like him telling the truth. Kind of shows like that yellow is like that hope, that sunshine, that he might be the last hope of this figuring itself out. So then going back to the beginning, the fact that this scientist ultimately ended up killing himself and made an impact, and this news circulated amongst other scientists through Russia. And hopefully this is still making an impact today, especially with the talk around climate crisis and all this stuff that's happening. It's like, I don't know. And it's wild to see, because it's like these scientists, I feel like, probably do know what they're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I just got to hope that they know what they're talking about. But it shows this power struggle that is genuinely real, and for sure that exists within governments. And also it's like they wanted to hold the test off for 10 hours because it's the end of the month to meet quota. Y'all will do anything for a check. It is wild. It's insane. Anything for $1. I don't know. It's just beyond me. And look, millions of people and probably the people who, there's like important people too that like would have kept their system running, dead. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. Really loved it. Maybe Chad and I can do like a more in-depth chitty chat about it later on, but awesome. Well, thanks for binge watching with me. Love you, peeps. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.